RC Ranch Chef's Corner. Today we're still focusing on ground beef, its versatility, it's timeless. Some of the recipes that we really started thinking about, we loved as kids, was of course, Mom bringing the foil tray with Salisbury steak. And we all know that that gross little gray patty with that gravy that you don't really know what was in it was delicious. So today, we're gonna do a Wagyu Salisbury steak and call it our 5-star Salisbury steak. Super simple. Again, we're going with RC Ranch, Texas craft beef. 3 or 4 ingredients that we're gonna get mixed in, form up some patties, and we're gonna get them in a hot cast iron. All right, so once again, we're starting with our Wagyu from RC Ranch. We've got about 2 tablespoons of diced onion, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a little under a tablespoon of our RC Ranch steak spice, and 1 clove of garlic, 1 farm fresh egg, just a smidge of Worcestershire, about 2 dashes, and a tablespoon of ketchup. And then we're gonna throw in a little bit of breadcrumb to give it some texture. Pretty simple. Make sure everything gets in here. Again, just like when you're working with hamburgers, meatloaf, be gentle to the beef. You don't gotta beat it up. You don't have to bruise it up. Just let it do its thing. Just pet it. Pet it like a puppy. So I know it doesn't look like I'm being gentle, but I am. This is based on a traditional old recipe. One of the things, again, about the versatility of ground beef, if you wanted to add something to this, if you wanted to add some spice with some jalapeno, if you wanted to add some chipotle, you can play around. The recipe is simply a guideline. And some of them are great, and some of them can be made better. So now we got this beautiful ball, all incorporated with our ingredients. One of the easiest ways to portion is to make a square and then kind of cut it. So we want to kind of make these in that traditional shape that they used to come from the microwave, right? So that kind of odd oval shaped patty. Starting to look like what you remember. So hopefully we'll get 4 good ones out of this. You can make them as big or as small as you want. We tend to make them big. All right, so we got them formed up. One thing I like to do is let them rest for a few minutes, let all those spices and egg and everything kind of come together before we get them in the skillet. Whoa, what's going on, Luke? Come on in here, man. We're working on some Salisbury steaks for lunch.
Oh, man.
What do you think? Think that was a pretty good calf?
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good meat there.
How the cows looking out there today?
Doing good.
Doing good?
They're wet.
They're wet?
Get in the shower.
Hey, awesome. Come back in about an hour, I'll have some lunch ready.
All right, sounds good.
We'll check back with y'all in a minute. So our Salisbury steak is rested. It's got all those flavors distributed. We're gonna take it into a scorching hot cast iron skillet. Get them fired up. You wanna hear that sizzle? You wanna get that nice seared, crispy texture on both sides. It's like we're only gonna have room for 2 today. That's fine. Luke can wait. Little beef off my hands. Cooking these super hot. It's probably gonna take 4 to 5 minutes on each side. We'll come back when they're done. I'll show you how to make our mushroom gravy. All right, so we've got our Salisbury steaks nice and seared off. We don't want to cook them all the way through because we're going to add them back to our awesome mushroom gravy to let them finish. So we're going to go ahead and get those out and then work on this mushroom gravy. Just rest these guys on some paper towels so you get your sauce finished up. With traditional beef, you could probably just start your base sauce right now. With the high quality fat that we have in our RC Ranch beef, I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of this tallow out of the pan and start back with a little bit of fresh and some butter. Do not clean that out of the pan. That's the best part. So what we're gonna do is come in with some grass-fed butter, a little clean Wagyu tallow, 1 sliced onion, get those onions coated, let them start softening up. Eight ounces of mushrooms. I'm using a locally grown Texas baby portobello mushroom. Really, really good flavor. We're gonna let these cook down for a few minutes, and then we'll be right back to show you how to finish this awesome mushroom gravy. All right, guys, so our onions and mushrooms are looking great. We're gonna go ahead and start to finish this sauce. If you wanna look over here and look at the color, got nice caramelization on all of our onions. Mushrooms are starting to shrink up a little bit, which means they're releasing some of that moisture and that flavor into our pan, which is perfect because we want it in our sauce. What we're gonna do is go in with our rcranchtx Texas Craft bone broth. Kind of use this to glaze the pan and pick up all those bits of beef, caramelized onion that we got stuck to the bottom of the pan. So be sure and give it a good scrape where those steaks were sitting. Some people call it the fawn, we call it the good stuff. So we got to give it a little bit of a boost. We want to carry some of those flavors over that we had in the meat. So we're going to go in with just a smidge of ketchup and a couple dashes of Worcestershire, a little acidity, a little vinegar, and then of course all the attributes that you get from Worcestershire or Worcester or however you want to say it. And then a simple technique to take something like bone broth and turn it into a sauce. Just use a little cornstarch, a tiny bit of water, and make a slurry. So just simply a couple tablespoons of water to a tablespoon of cornstarch. Break it down, help it start to dissolve. Kind of looks like milk. It's going to be our thickening agent. We're going to go in with it. Turn this heat down to low. And get my steaks right back in the bath. Let them start soaking up some of that flavor. Shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes for this to come up. We're just gonna watch it. We're gonna make sure that we get that smooth, silky, shiny gravy that we're looking for. And then we'll be back and we'll plate it up with some tender peas and some mashed potatoes. Well, the time has come. It wasn't quite as fast as sticking it in the microwave for 2.5, 3 minutes. But I'd say we probably wrap this dish up in about 14 minutes, which for when we taste it, we'll decide if it was worth the wait. So we're simply just coming off the pan, right onto its bed of mashed potatoes. We don't need dividers on our plate like they did back in the microwave meals. It's all gonna get mixed together anyway. Pull some of this pan gravy out. Get it nice and coated. Plate up. Make it pretty. There you have 5-star Salisbury steak.